Now, this is an Advantage Plus sales campaign. So when you set up an Advantage Plus sales campaign, as you can see, they bring back the campaign, ad set, and ad segmentation. So it's really kind of like, hey, looks like you're going back to the older version. No. They say no. It's still Advantage Plus sales campaign, but now they're telling you that I'm giving you a score now. Whatever you're setting up, I'm telling you whether it's 100% Advantage Plus or not so 100% Advantage Plus. So let's go through this. Now, this is at the campaign level. So yeah, it's very similar to what we saw just now. I'm not going to talk about the special ad categories. I think you get it, right? This is not a meta ads training per se. This is just a walkthrough on the campaign features and all. And we are specifically talking about Advantage Plus sales campaign now. This is another version. So yeah, I mean, you see, you can still change objective. This is quite interesting because previous version, when you go for Advantage Plus, it's gone, And then, yes, very similar. You still have the option whether you want to go for the catalog ads or not catalog ads. So you would have this option still. So yeah, you can have this is normal, whether you want to go for the campaign. So I'm going to safely go with the catalog version first. So you set your daily budget and here we go. So this is where you can bid for different things. Previous one, remember, it was whether you want to go for the conversion, but now you will have the option to go for highest volume or cost per result goal. And over here, you can actually go for bid cap. In fact, ROAS goal is supposed to be also something that is available, but for some reason, I don't have this in this account. So these are the options that will be made available in the Advantage Plus sales campaign. So you got to really understand what you want. So for what I know, the default one is definitely going for the highest volume because you want the most number of sales because that equals to the most number of revenue per se. But having said that, for some reason, if you want to go for the cost per result goal, you need to understand what it is. And if you want to go for bid cap, it is what it is, and ROAS. So if you do not really know what you're doing, go back to the default setting will be the ideal one. So let's go for the highest volume per se. So if you have ROAS goal, now let me warn you about this. I think one of my clients tested this. It's not that effective. Why? If you want to go for ROAS, make sure that you have been running ads for a while and your ROAS has been pretty stable for the certain ad. So in that situation, you can switch it up and try to see whether this would get you more clients who are likely to purchase as much to hit your ROAS goal. So that's the idea here. Okay. Then over here, let's ignore A/B split test. I am not a fan of it. So as you can see here, audience segment reporting, this is not available. And I'm not going to touch this because this is not something that I use a lot, but it's more for reporting breakdown based on your audience and blah, blah, blah. So I'm not that anal in terms of the audience that I'm targeting. So let's go to the next step, which is the ad set level. Am I going to the next? Yeah, as usual, it is going very slow. Here we go. Wait, why does it go to the ad level? Right, here you go. So this is the ad set level. So as we now, have the ad set control back, definitely we would expect more control. So here we go. So you need to define your conversion location. So this is something that is very tricky. For most businesses, you need to be sure that you want to go for, wow, seriously, it is supposed to have website only. But for this case, yes, yeah, you want to go for only single conversion location, which is on your website. Because this doesn't apply to Asian region because shop is no longer available in our part of the world. But if you are in countries like US that you still have shop, you may not want to optimize for website and shop. Why? Because Meta may run ads to get people to buy from your Facebook shop or Instagram shop where they apply crazy discounts on them without you knowing. So I have no idea whether they subsidize this stuff or what. Some of my clients did that, they say they got sales from shops, but I don't know. I mean, they say that it's weird. The whole experience is really crazy. So you may not want to optimize for this. So yeah, for our case, if you're running ads in the Asian region or places that do not have shops, make sure you go for website. Okay, and you can still define your performance goal. So over here, of course, you want to go for maximize number of conversion. So that's usually how we would set up a campaign over here. So you have other options which we do not touch. I mean, don't play with attribution settings unless you really know what you're doing, because frankly, this is the default setting is optimized for the best reporting that we're getting in the ads manager. Otherwise, your reporting will be messed. You may not even see your sales real numbers coming in because, yeah, it's not attributed to the campaign because of your definition over here. So be very careful. Okay. So you go for the promoted products. Yeah, because you're going for the catalog. This is the catalog version. We got to choose the product. And then we have the budget. And then you want to go for the ad set spending limit or not. I think, hang on. Did we get a campaign budget level? I mean, did we set the budget at the campaign level? Let's see. Oh, yeah, we did. Oh, yes, I forgot. Yeah, for Advantage Plus sales campaign, actually applies to Advantage Plus lead campaign as well. And yeah, and even if you're trying to set up sales campaign using manual setup, some of my clients no longer have ad set budget optimization. This is the case if you're going for Advantage Plus sales campaign that we are doing right now, the budget has to be set at the campaign level. So the question is, if I want to have, let's say, 3 different ad sets, each one has, I mean, I want to give each and every one of them equal budget. Let's say $5, $10 each for each. How am I supposed to do that? You can set your ad set budget spending limit. So when you check this, you can say that, oh, daily, let's say if you spend 50, you have 5 ad sets. You want to make sure that daily do not spend more than 10. So this is how you do the setting. You see, it's troublesome. Why? Because, yeah, if you do some adjustment here and there, you have to do this in a very manual way in there. But bear in mind, this is what it is going forward. You got to really understand what's in store for you. So if you want to do that, make sure you just adjust the budget over here. And then, of course, you have the option of whether you want to go for the top of funnel, which is find new audience, and retargeting. Now you see this is very e-commerce based already. So here, this is where you go for the location. You want to include by country or you want to include by region, which is possible. You know, you can do that. Now you can. And yeah, as usual, if you go for this, means it will reach more people beyond your targeting. So here it is. Now, when it comes to the age over here, you can only select between from 18 onwards or 25 onwards. So when you go for sales, you won't be able to do that. Something like, Jason, I only want to target people who are 30 to 40. Is it possible? No. No. So that's the thing about Advantage Plus sales campaign for now. And yeah, now you can do your custom audience exclusion. Aside from that, you can have exclude interaction here, meaning you want to target your co-audience from 18 and above in all these locations, and you want to exclude people who recently purchased. I mean, that's the simpler way. Otherwise, if you want to go for the advanced option, you can search for existing audience to be excluded. And of course, you can select more than one. So those are the things that you can do to kind of have a control in your campaign to make sure that you have, you know, like it is what it is. You see, here's the thing. From here, we can see that we are able to separate top of funnel Advantage Plus sales campaign and retargeting campaign now, because we're able to make sure that certain audiences, whether it's purchase audiences or people who have engaged with the ad or to do anything, I mean, we can separate now. We can definitely separate now. So yeah, back to Hannah's question, you need a separate ad set for prospecting and another. Yes, you are right. In fact, for all the campaign I do when it comes to e-commerce, we definitely separate. We will have one set of ads for top of funnel and another set of ads for retargeting. I will talk about that a little bit if you're not familiar with that. It's really the key because the retargeting is going to help you get a lot of, I mean, I wouldn't say a lot of sales, but a lot of revenue as compared to the amount that you're spending, because we have this 80-20% kind of thing. 80% goes into the top of funnel and 20% on the retargeting. Usually is that's the situation. But spending 20% on retargeting is going to get us a lot of results. That's going to balance up the overall ROAS and you know, the performance. And it's really the key to the success of a lot of my e-commerce clients. So yeah, so this is where you can exclude based on the catalog interactions or your custom audience exclusion. And of course, they bring this back, you know, in a way. So in a way, based on what I understand right now, Advantage Plus sales campaign is actually an upgraded version of our existing sales campaign. Just that they added a few things here and there, but you can still do your adjustment. So in a way, am I safe to say that the Advantage Plus shopping campaign has evolved, or has it go back to the older version? I'm not sure. But based on what I see with all this Advantage Plus sales campaign, it is kind of like back to the older version already. So yeah, you can choose whether you want to go for all device or specific devices like Android only, iOS only. Some of my clients are really making very good results out of this because they only sell, let's say, iPhone casings, for example. Yeah, so you can do your placement control, platform control, and everything. It's almost everything. So yeah, so there you go. We have all our control back. So yeah, so that's the next step or next version of Advantage Plus shopping campaign, which is now called Advantage Plus sales campaign. So when it comes to the ad setup, is almost the same, and there is nothing much different over here. So yeah, so that brings us back to this thing. Now, I really want to go through a few Advantage Plus shopping campaign myths over here. Okay. Wait, we have Hannah asking, can you touch on the performance difference? Actually, like I say, the Advantage Plus sales campaign is fairly new. A lot of my clients are still at the Advantage Plus shopping campaign. I would say most of them. Yeah. And they're doing great. And Advantage Plus sales campaign is something that we have not seen. To be frank, none of my clients have gone into that route yet at the moment. But I'm saying that if the Advantage Plus shopping campaign is doing great, I would probably just stick with that versions first, okay, before I go back to this. But having said that, when you say they don't work, there must be something. Like I say, we need to find out why they don't work. That's the beauty of it. Is it the ad creative? Is it the optimization? Is it before the ad, or is it the ad level problem, or is it after the ad problem? Meaning, is the landing page problem or whatnot? We need to analyze. So when you say don't work, I don't take it as an answer. I'm sorry. So I'm the kind of person, for Jean or whoever, you know, who knows me, they've been working with me, I don't take a statement for an answer. I want to know why. So that's the reason why I'm inviting you to book a one-on-one audit by me. Let's try to find out. So that's the whole idea. Yeah. And TC says sometimes when we do ads copy, you saw Facebook inform your campaign may have zero conversion. Is totally normal. We don't talk about that. You can watch my video. It's completely nonsense. Don't be bothered by all those things. TC, all right? Now let's come back to this. Let's come back to the Advantage Plus shopping campaign, or now Advantage Plus sales campaign. Right. Basically, a few things. All right. This is from Meta. If you go and learn from Meta Blueprint certification, there are a few versions. Some of them say you need to have at least 10 ads in it. And the one I read through, because I recently just completed my Blueprint recertification for buying or planning, I forgot. Yeah, so that forces us to really go through the, like to learn about Advantage Plus shopping again. In that learning material, it says you need to have at least 20 ads in it. I tried actually. Some of my clients tried. I wouldn't say that's bad per se, but here's the thing. One of my clients that I did mention just now, I think we had about like 15 ads in it, increased budget, it go bust. We have no idea. We couldn't find, so eventually, after analyzing a little bit, we realized that there is no identical issue that we noticed that was going wrong. So we had to kind of diagnose this as the ad is going into the wrong direction. So here's the key. When a campaign has gone into the wrong direction, meaning it started to learn from the wrong audience, because one thing we see very significant difference was CPM went significant lower. That may not be a good thing. Let's say we used to have $10 CPM, for example. Now it dropped to 5, which means it's 50%. It's 50% cheaper to reach our audience right now. Meaning with the same amount that we are spending, we reach a lot more audiences, and they brought our CTR to be dropped. CTR went dropping as well significantly, which means we had a lot of new audience coming in. They were affected by, I'm not sure what, but eventually we observed, the campaign started to bring in wrong audiences. And that is something that is very difficult to recover. So for that situation, we had no choice but to restart. So that's the thing. So some crazy things. So if you ask me, Advantage Plus shopping campaign must have 10 to 20 ads is something that I would disagree with, at least for now. You see, you know why? Because let's put it this way. All of my clients that are having good results with Advantage Plus shopping campaign, they are having single ad campaign, meaning every single campaign only have one ad, because we want to make sure that every single winning ad continue to run at its optimum level with the budget that we want. Make sense? Let's say if I have 5 winning copies or 5 winning ads that are killing it, getting results all the way. So we just switch it. Yes, and it worked. One of my clients was having one ad that has 10x or 9 to 10x ROAS continuously. We've been seeing that kind of result for 2 to 3 months now, and it's killing it. Why would I want to switch it up to like 10x, 20x kind of nonsense? So yeah, so I would disagree. So if you ask me, should we have 10 to 20 ads in one? Well, you may do it because that's recommended by Meta. But for me, I would break them into every one of them because I want to know which ad really works best. And I want to be able to identify them. I want to be able to keep running them at the budget I want them to be, to carry, you know, and continue to get me good results all the way. So that's my whole idea. All right. Now, another thing, another myth here is, you know, Meta would say that Advantage Plus shopping campaign is better than manual setup. Well, I wouldn't say. You see, it really depends on where are you. As in, like, if you're a new e-commerce campaign, going for Advantage Plus right away may not get you good results. This is what I observe. Simply because, okay, Meta do not understand what kind of audiences are going to bring you the most value for your website, because you have a new website, you have a new e-commerce store, and Meta hasn't learned enough about your business yet. So that should be a time where you want to go for manual setup because you want to define your audience, because you do know what are the things that you're selling. You want to go for manual setup because you want to make sure that you're finding, you're, you know, like really zooming into the people who are likely to purchase, at least with your whatever options you have to bring them in. That's how we start training the pixel anyway. So yeah, so if you are a new e-commerce store, you probably want to go for that. Now, another thing here is retargeting is not needed with ASC. Yeah, I heard this a lot. A lot of people say that I'm running Advantage Plus shopping campaign right now. It should take care of the top of funnel and retargeting. Now, based on my observation, it is not. Yes, they may be showing them a different version of them, a variation of them, you know, to those people who actually, you know, added to cart or visited your website but yet to purchase. But it's not optimized for retargeting, meaning when I say optimized for retargeting means we want to make sure that we show enough, we actually appear enough times, frequent enough to first make sure that we remind the audience about what we are selling or what they were looking at. Second is to influence them to buy within the conversion window for our product. So let's say if your conversion video is 7 days, you probably want to go for a campaign that sends your that retarget your audience at least 5 to 8 times, you know, appear in front of them 5 to 8 times within 7 days to be optimized. Retargeting needs to go for frequency. We need to go for high frequency for retargeting campaign. That's the key. So you really need to know what is, you know, like for your situation right now. That's what brings us to our top of funnel and retargeting. We always have a top of funnel. So this is my, you know, like my 2-step funnel. Basically, this is my Facebook ads funnel. So first we will have a top of funnel campaign, constantly going out to find new people. So that's where we have audience qualifier, like people who have engaged, view, click, purchase. We will not be showing them the ad again. Whatever you do here, whether you engage, view, click, purchase, you will not be seeing the first ad. But for those who are yet to purchase, you will start seeing the retargeting ad. But as long as you purchase, you will be excluded. Even if you don't purchase, after 7 days or 14 days, we stop chasing you. That's how we play the retargeting game. That's how we build an evergreen campaign. And that's how we actually get results. And this is the latest, kind of like, this is a slightly more complex funnel that we are building for a lot of my clients. Like, for example, we will always have multiple top of funnel ads, not just one, but multiple. Like I mentioned just now, you know, one is for jewelry, using all the jewelry ads to go out and catch people. The other one is dress. The other one is, you know, like hats. The other one is maybe accessories, because people are attracted by different things, but all these are meaningful audiences. So you will bring them in, you know, you go to the website, and then whether they buy or not, let's say they came to your website because of jewelry ads, for example. We want to tell them that, look, we still have other things like, oh, we are also selling accessories, or we are also selling women's fashion. We're also selling, like innerwear or whatever. I mean, this is how we make sure we optimize the journey. So we have multiple top of funnel, and we will observe, see which one works better, and we would, invest more, and we would expand. Let's say jewelry is doing great. I probably would create more jewelry ads to test because it brings us the best audience coming in based on ROAS or whatever. There are a lot of analytic points for us to really make decision. So yeah, and of course, for some of my clients, we do have a long-term retargeting to remind those who have purchased from us. Like I always like to use this example. One of my clients sells adult diapers. We have a super low budget, okay, targeting people who have purchased in the last 60 days, exclude last 45 days. Yeah. And the next one will be last 90 days, exclude 75 days. Those kind of short-term, long-term retargeting, but it's meant for, the ad will be, it's time to restock, use this voucher to buy and restock and stuff like that. We are spending, I think, less than 5% of our total budget on it, and the conversion is crazy. So it really need to actually force back to the business model of your client or your business, and see how we can actually design and optimize strategy for your campaign. Remember, the whole idea here is we want to have a top of funnel, as this is really aiming for highest average ROAS, right? So as this is real number, the first line here is the result coming from the retargeting campaign. One of my clients was getting this kind of crazy result. But when you see 48 means we probably are spending maybe just $5, $10 a day, but the ROAS is crazy great. But the top of funnel was getting us, well, average okay ROAS at 7 something. But when we average up, we have better ROAS. We have 14x ROAS, which is actually pretty decent for my client. So that's how we play a strategy. That's how we build a strategy that has, a top of funnel. We don't expect the greatest ROAS, but at least to a certain level, it has to be satisfactory. And then we have a retargeting campaign that is, we are spending minimum, but even minimum, we can have a lot of ads in it. Like, this client of mine, we have got like 8 top of funnel and I think 10 retargeting campaign. Although small budget, but we have 10. We just give them the variation. We just want to make sure that, they keep seeing us and it works. So yeah, that's the importance of a strategy. So this is how we design a strategy. That's why I always like to emphasize, whether you're going for Advantage Plus shopping campaign or not, you really need to know how to design and optimize campaign strategy for your e-commerce business, because really, you cannot be just running ads and just depending on Meta to do its job for you. They are, in a way they are doing Meta is doing its job, but to a certain extent, you don't know what is working or what's not working. And that's the scariest part when it comes to e-commerce, when it comes to running ads on Meta. So you need to have a strategy. That's what I want to emphasize over here. So basically, it's about build and optimize. And yeah, that wraps our training. But just in case, if you want to know more, you want to work with me to design your Meta ad strategy, to implement it with you and all, you may scan this QR code. This will take you to my Meta ads optimization program, where you can schedule a one-on-one discussion and see whether we are a good fit to work together. So the way I work with my clients is very fluid. It's a monthly subscription. There is no contract. We can start with 1 month. If you like it, we continue. Otherwise, well, at least we learn from each other.